All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope everyone had an amazing weekend, holiday weekend. Hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Good morning, Norm. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, buddy. I'm doing great. Hopefully, you and everybody else in the room are. Hopefully, everybody had a nice Christmas.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Definitely had a great time. Hopefully, everyone else did as well. No voice in the chat room. There we go, guys. Sorry
Yep.
about that. We are just saying good morning to you all and hoping you guys were had a nice holiday over the last couple of weeks and are having an amazing morning today. So, welcome, guys. Welcome to those on YouTube as well. Just make sure that we are streaming on YouTube also. Did I turn that on?
Yep, we're good.
Are good? Okay, excellent. All right, guys, welcome back to another week. Interesting morning already. We got the SPY up here, so Norm will talk a little bit about that, what's going on, some of the news over the weekend that's causing this pop of 1%. It's not a lot, but the fact that we've been consolidating here at all-time highs and gapping up, it's nice. It's nice to see that, and I'm sure we're in for a very interesting week. And Norm, we talked about this a little bit last week about the holiday rallies and things like that, and somewhat. I know this is a catalyst today, but that started to pick up a little bit. So let's get right into it. What do we have for today? What happened over the weekend
Yes.
and rest of the
Yeah,
week?
Santa Claus, like you were saying, Santa Claus rally goes from day before Christmas, Christmas Eve, to 2 days in 2 trading days into the new year. So we're right in the middle of that. Traditionally, it's a bit of a strong part of the market. There are questions whether that still takes place now that so many people know about it and everything else. But as of today, it's intact. We've got the Qs up just over 0.8%, and SPY up roughly 0.75%. You guys
Yeah,
can't
Norm,
hear
hold, hold on a second. Yeah, the chat room still can't hear us. So let's, I'm going to refresh and come
me.
back
All
in.
right.
Looks like the computer over just having a day off is having issues starting back up here with us. Let's do that again. See if we can get that going. All right, guys, can you hear us now? Radio check, mic check. Yes. Okay, good. All right, so let's get our picture back in. On YouTube, you guys should be fine. It's just in our chat room. So
Can you
there's
guys
no
hear me now?
issues there. Yeah, I could, oh, well, yeah, see, they could hear. Norm. Oh,
Yep, they
there's
can
Norm.
hear me now.
Okay, good.
All right, guys.
All
So
right, here we go.
as I was saying, Santa Claus rally. We're right in the middle of what people call the Santa Claus rally time, which is Christmas Eve to 2 days into the new trading year. Traditionally, fairly strong, fairly strong up moves in the market during that time, with pretty high rate of that happening, like 77%. So SPY up this morning, 0.75% roughly. Q's up just over 0.8%. No economic data today. A couple of big things. Catalyst are the president signing the COVID stimulus bill or relief bill. So some stimulus checks will be going out to people. Also, the House is going to talk about or possibly vote on $2,000 stimulus per person, and we'll see if that does anything to the market. Obviously, there was some nasty news out of Nashville over the weekend on Christmas morning, so thoughts and prayers out to everybody there. I don't know that that's doing a lot in the market, but um, anyway, just
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see how things play out. So again, gonna be an interesting week, that's for sure. Let's head into our gappers list this morning and see what we have there. Right now, a bit in the green. Obviously, with the market doing well, there's some stocks here that are gonna follow suit, and we'll look at some of those. We got quite a bit on here. Wow. Okay, so it's a whole bunch on here, and just a few in the red that are not doing too well. mRNA being one of the most interesting ones on here. So can't wait to look at that one. So actually, we'll start here first and then work our way to the top 5 or maybe top 7 or so on the gapping up list. If you notice, it's a lot of lower type flow stocks, right? So a lot of yellow in here. Usually that's lower, especially the brighter one, 23,000, 26 million. So we'll see what's going on there with some of those. All right, let's hop in here and let's remove our list from Friday. Sorry, not Friday. That would have been Thursday. All right, there we go. And let's hop on down here and make some room for our new list today. So starting with what's gapping down today, here is APRE this morning, and they are down 71%. Ouch, that is not good. 13 million shares flow, trading around for a lower flow stock at 13 million. Actually, they got a great daily. That's not a bad daily for this type of float, guys. And also sitting at a higher price at 26,000. Let's see what it normally trades at, because this could be an interesting one today. But again, I can't stress enough how careful you have to be with this one. So looking at a couple of days in the past, horrible trading though. It's just the volume is not really doing it for this thing. But today, obviously, they got some very, very negative news. They are down nicely. I'm going to put this down over in our risky pile. We do have shares for short. It has been halted already and most likely on news. And I'm sure that news is not positive at all.
Yeah, they had some news. They had some news come out. It was on a drug trail, and obviously they're getting hit here.
Yeah, taking a big, nice hit here, guys. Now, guys, remember, on these lower type price stocks, you do not need to take a whole lot of shares. You could take 50 shares here, 20 shares, and you could make out pretty good, right? You want to make your money on the move, not the number of shares. Very important. So APRE definitely on our list today, down 72%. Risky stock, guys. 13 million, and also moving a lot. This candle is from 15 to $7.50. So just think about that. 5 minute right there. All right, and DM here, guys. This one is very active this morning. Nice drop, 10% down, going against the market today. I like this one today. Has not been one of my favorites, but I do like the way this is sitting on here. Down 10%, some really good volume, 12 million, a very good pre-market action. Love the daily as well. We will get into that one a little bit more. Here's Fubu, guys. Fubu also trading very well. Love the daily. Fubo, excuse me, Fubo, also trading very clean. Look at this daily. I love that daily. Pre-market action looks great, down 8.6. Yeah, I like this one too. All right, we're starting off the morning very nice, end the week good so far. Go Ed, Go EV. Is this Go EV like for EV vehicles, or it just happens to be their name?
This is a newer one, I'm guessing. Yes, it's
Go EV. That's great. All right, not great, guys. Compared to the two we've seen already, this doesn't look good at all. You can tell here how bad the pre-market action is. Look how these candles are not just connecting well, and the daily looks horrible. So we'll skip on this one. mRNA is what I want to get to here. So we are down 2% on this one, 304. Pre-market action, okay, we've seen better, but their daily is very interesting. I think this is worth taking a second look at today. Down nicely this morning. We'll see what's happening there. All right, so that covers our gapping down list. Let's look what's gapping up today. Let's get to at least a top, maybe 5, and then we'll run through the bottom, see if we have any stocks that we like a plug, like a workhorse that's on here. Laser is good. NCLA, some of the travel companies are down there, up 2% or so. PLTR has been good to us last week as well. We'll take a look at those. So let's look at the top 5. Here's Mara. Mara right now up 30%. At the moment. Interesting daily as well. This thing has been just on fire as far as volume. Great volume over the last couple of days. Today they have a nice big pop. I think worth adding on the list here just to give it a second look. Might not stay here. It's not the best type trading stock, that's for sure, but I gotta say they do got a lot going on this morning for them, and they're kind of breaking out of this daily here. MYOV, we traded this, or at least looked at it before October some time ago. This stock has been on our list in the past quite a bit. So pre-market action right now up 21%. Not the best price action at the moment. Now this is a stock, guys, you have to be very careful if you need a whole lot of volume to trade this one. Their flow is 32 million, but you want to treat this like a low flow because it does move that way. Here's what I want to show you here. $28 going down to 27, 26, and all the way down here 26. So you got some dollar candles in here, $1.50 if you count the wick. You just got to be very careful on that one. And also, again, pre-market not looking great. I'm going to add it over. I don't think it's that risky, but maybe add as a secondary list. We'll take a closer look at that one. Here is Riot. Again, Riot has a good pre-market action. I tend not to like this one, but I got to say their daily does look interesting here, guys. So you got a pretty good daily so far. Pre-market action is looking okay. I just want to go back and see the last couple of days. What have we received here? Now, on Thursday, you can't put too much weight on this day because things were a little bit tricky here, but this did trade well. We don't have shares for sure. Let's go back to the previous day before that. What do we have here? Interesting start to the morning, but not bad. Not bad. Let's look at Riot. Let's take a look at it. All right, daily looks good. Volume is good. Pre-market action today looks good. Yeah, let's take a closer look at it again. It looks good. Not great, guys. Not great, but it does look good. B
These things. Bitcoin is just sailing,
it is,
um,
right? It's like,
flying higher,
yeah.
and that's what's getting Riot, Mara,
Mm-hmm.
a couple of these others, just
Yeah.
exploding this morning.
No, they're looking really good. Definitely like their daily. Mara and Riot both looking very nice. Riot actually looks a little bit better than Mara, I gotta say. So, we'll take a look. And this one here looks like you can manage your risk pretty nice. So you're not gonna get dropped here $2, $3. You know, so that's important as well. BT guys, this one we had on our list last week. I didn't keep it. It looked horrible. It still does today. 17% up this morning, 457 as far as volume. Thursday didn't trade well, but let's look at some other days here. Let's look at Wednesday of last week. Did we have any? Yeah, this was really poor trading as well. This is not clean. Look at the volume. The first two candles are great. After that, volume completely dies down and you get this horrible price action with a lot of gaps in here. It's just not great linkage on each candle. Look at this here too. That is poor intraday trading. So you don't want to be involved in that. I don't think today is going to be a difference maker. Volume is only 400. Pre-market is not showing anything great. We'll skip on that one. And then we have another one here, EQOS. Not good at all, guys. Look at the pre-market action. Just not great. The daily also not good. So we'll skip on this one as well. All right, we'll stop there. I'm just going to scan down here and see if we have any ones that we've been looking at that are nice. Trying to spot some quickly, and then I'll hand it over to you guys. GameStop, it's pre-market is, again, it's up 7%. Doesn't look like it with this pre-market action. I mean, it looks pretty bad. Worth taking a second look at. Let's take a look at that in a second. Trying to think of some fuel cells, one that people like quite a bit. This one at 1.5 million shares traded right now, up 5.1. Daily is interesting. Might be worth taking a second look at this as well. Let's add that on there. Just heading on down here. Plug has been good to us. Their daily does look very interesting here, guys, for a possible breakout. So I do like this. They're up 4.2 today. I think Plug definitely deserves to be looked at closely. Let's head back down. Back down. What do we have? Ride. Was Ride? Is Ride a good one? You know, Ride so-so. This is so-so. I'm not gonna add it just yet. And then let's look at some of these travel companies. NCLH is up here, up 2.7. Interesting daily as well. Let's remove some of these levels to congest it. So that looks interesting. CCL, similar, more volume, better pre-market action. So we can add CCL to our list here. CCL is good. How about SQ? SQ has been on fire, guys. So right now they're up 2.4. Not that much shares traded just yet. American Airlines, interesting. Not as clean as CCL and NCLH at the moment. So, but we'll add it on here. See how that's going to react with the market overall today. And where's PLTR? I saw PLTR here. I wanted to get to that one. But we have Tesla. Tesla is just ripping. Nice. So Tesla is definitely in play. I mean, wow. Up 2.1, 734,000 shares traded already. Looks like it wants to head up towards this all-time high of 696. Maybe we're coming up to 1,000 and do another split, bring it back down to 250. What do you think, Norm? Is that a possibility?
Man, this thing's just nuts.
This is insane. Definitely on the list, guys. Definitely play. Beautiful pre-market action, great volume, and climbing here. And we'll stop here. Norm, what do you like this morning so far?
Yeah, XL from Friday is back, or Thursday, whenever it was.
Which one?
That we spoke about. XL.
Oh, XL.
That
Yes,
one,
yes.
yeah, low float,
Wow.
but nevertheless moving. So
Yeah.
got an eye on that, and then I was just gonna kind of see what everybody else is looking at.
Okay, excellent. We have XL here, guys. Good pre-market action. Again, low flow stock. This is sitting. What's the float on this? I don't have it on Trade Ideas. It's not coming up.
It's the total shares outstanding, I believe, is 23 million. So it's less than that. I don't know exactly what it is.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think you mentioned that last week as well. Yep. All right, guys. Let's starting here. We are going to start with what do we have? Let's start with. Let's just go back up. ROM 30. What do you have for us? You have Baba here. Baba has been very interesting, guys. Big drop last week. To this week is going to be interesting to see what they end up doing. Right now, beautiful pre-market action, guys. 1.8 million. They are down 2%. And this is probably one of the best trading stocks on Thursday, right? Very clean. So I think definitely worth taking a second look at on Baba. Thank you for that one. PLTR. I mentioned it, I forgot to actually look at it. Their daily looks great, but their pre-market action is okay. I think they can get going. We have a lot today here, but we'll fine-tune this stuff nicely. PLTR, let's add that on there. That's good. And then Neo. Wow, what is Neo up to? So Neo, 1.1 million shares traded at the moment. Not the best pre-market action. We've seen better, but I like what I'm seeing here. After 8:30, you're starting to see things moving nicely here. Candles. See, this is not good. You don't want this, right? You want this. You want candles being moved in one direction or another. You want some nice price action being formed. So hopefully that can continue for Neo. Right now, 1.6. They're daily sitting at a great area of support. We talked about this before a couple of times. If you look at this previous day close line, that has been an important level for Neo. Right, a few times it had dipped below, it has found a way to get back up. We're back up above it now. Can we find our footing here and head higher? It's the question. Add as possible for now. We'll come back to that one. BFT, what do we have here? BFT, nice pre-market action on BFT. I do like this one, up 9.3, 1.1 million. Their daily's a little funky, right? See a couple of gaps in here I don't like as much. Is this a SPAC? It has the look of one. Not saying
Yes,
it is. It is, right? Okay. It has, and the reason why I'm saying this is because you could tell here it's just nothing happening, and then just out of nowhere, at December 7th, they start trading all this volume. You can see this action. So pre-market looks interesting, guys. Daily, not so much. I'm gonna keep it off for now, but just really be mindful that this is a SPAC, and you want to be very, very careful with these. All right, Apple. Here's Apple this morning. Beautiful daily, guys. Possible breakout, especially with the market doing well, being up almost 1%. They are hitting up against their area of resistance here. And this is all, no, it's not all-time high for them. All-time high is all the way up here at a 138. So interesting, but I'm not going to add Apple to the list. Here's the reason why, because I know if the market starts doing well, Apple's going to run, AMD might run, you know, all these companies that tend to follow the overall market will do well. So we can always look at them. But unless there's anything specific for Apple, I know we had something a couple of 2 weeks ago here, a week ago, sorry, with the iPhone, and that did very well for them. So I'm not going to add them right now, but I'll keep them in mind for sure. Let's take a look at PayPal today. What do we have there? Oops, let's adjust this properly. Here is PYPL. I like the daily pre-market, not quite there yet, right? Very light on the volume, but I see what you're looking at, right? It's hitting up against this area of resistance. Beautiful daily for a possible breakout today if it can get going, but it's not there just yet. Neo warming up. Yeah, Neo looks good, guys. Baba, we do have that, looks good. Apple, yeah, Apple looks good, right? I mean, yeah, Apple looks good. I do like the Apple. You know what? Many of you guys are throwing it out. I'm gonna have to add it. I can't not add after 3 people back to back throw it out there. So we'll add it. All right. So let's see. PayPal, it's okay. Pre-market wise, GameStop we do have on our list. Apple. Okay. Yes, got it. You guys convinced me. I added Apple. Apple's in there. Okay. Let's see. IDEX. What is
Apple,
this?
the EV company.
Apple, the EV. Oh yes, IDEX. Not sure what this one is, guys. Pre-market action looks very active. 6.7 million shares traded. I do not like the daily as much. What is the float on this IDEX? Flow. Oh, it's a larger flow stock, but a lower price stock. So it's funny. The lower price stock that are lower flow are very difficult to trade and very risky. And then the really low price stock like this one and large floats are hard to read the price action. You know, you'll see, we've seen this type of stocks before. They're very, very difficult to trade. They're going to get tons of volume and in most parts don't move as much. This one might be a little bit different, might not be as difficult because it got great volume today. I'll add it on here because it's a lower price stock, so you got to watch it as well. You got to watch the number of shares you take. But I'm not a fan of what I'm seeing on it yet, so we'll fine tune that. We'll get to that. All right, American Airlines, we do have fuel cell, we do have laser. I saw that on the gappers list. What's going on there? I don't see anything great. I mean, they have some volume here, 186, but as far as the daily, you know, just sitting here between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. So if it was against some kind of support resistance with volume, maybe, but not looking that great right now. Could get better because we've seen the stock be very explosive in the past. BLNK, Blink. See, now this is a little bit different, right? You have kind of somewhat against this area of resistance here. The pre-market very similar to what we just saw. Nothing great on it just yet. But again, it's kind of it's possible breakout on this beautiful daily. But I'm not gonna add it yet, guys. I've got way too many. We'll throw this back out there if it gets a little bit better with volume. Again, it's got 334. but it's not trading all that well just yet. We definitely have stuff in our list that looks a lot better on there. All right, Tesla we have, Fuel Cell we have, Blink we have, IDEX we do have. Yes, what's the news? So Mr. T, you said they have news. What's the news on IDEX? GBTC.
That's a Bitcoin ETF.
Oh, of course, I should have known that. GBTC, yeah. Yeah, so this thing obviously on fire, guys. I never actually looked at this as an actual intraday trade. I'm not sure if anybody has. But I think you just look at Riot, right? I think you just look at something like Riot or Mara, one of the other ones that has more liquidity. This one doesn't look like it's gonna be one, unless you're in it, long-term type stuff. Looking at it on Thursday, it didn't seem to trade well. The day before that, yeah, it doesn't seem like a great intraday trading stock, guys. So if that's what you're trying to do, trying to apply that strategy to this ticker, might not work. You might want to be cautious with that. Again, longer term swing trade, I could see that definitely, but just be careful. I'm trying to intraday trade this because it doesn't look like it gets a whole lot of movement throughout the day. All right, very good. We will stop here. Let me see if I missed any other ones. Okay, that we looked at Apple. We have OCGN. We looked at that last week, right? OCGN. What are we doing now? So OCGN, 16 million shares flow on short selling restriction, but you do have shares for short. Again, just a whole lot of volume on this one, guys. I don't like the daily at all. How did it trade the last couple of days with this pop here? Did we get anything good out of this? Here's 1224. Not great, but again, let's not put too much weight on that one. Let's look at the previous day. All right, so here we got more movement. Had a great pre-market action on this day here, but yeah, look at this. Yeah, no, this is not good. You don't want to trade this stock. So even with the volume, they're not giving you good intraday trading. They're trading 950, 900, and I'm sorry, 450 million, 918 million, but they're not giving you good intraday trading there. All right, we got a couple of minutes. Let's look at YouTube. What do we have, guys? SBE. Let's take a look at that. See what's going on there. SBE right now, they are gapping up 5.7, but I don't like this daily, guys. In the pre-market, let's zoom in here. What do we have? Yeah, pre-market is not great either. And a lot of the volume sitting on this one candle here. This is what, 105 approximately. So that's almost half the volume is sitting on this one candle. This is not great pre-market action. And look at the intraday on Thursday. This is horrendous. I mean, this is every candle overlapping the previous candle. You don't want no part of that. Let's give it a benefit of the doubt. Let's look at Wednesday. What did it do? Same thing. Ooh. No. You don't want to be involved in this. Does again around 2 o'clock does get crazy here and trades nice, but look at the start of this. So be cautious with that one. All right. Let's see. Ride. All right, Norm, I think people are missing you on the camera over on YouTube.
Yeah, right when we went on, I got something about some software update that I didn't really see
Oh,
before I closed it, so I think that has something to do with it. So I'll get
like
it
that.
fixed.
Yeah.
You'll get me
Well,
back tomorrow morning.
we're going back tomorrow. Norm, ain't this the biggest coffee cup ever? This is a way to start your morning after a holiday. I mean, this thing is just
Yeah, what you drinking in there?
massive. Oh, all right. So let's look at Ride. Ride here, guys. The daily right now looking very interesting. Possible breakout. Pre-market, what do we have? 211 up 3.6. It's not better than the stuff that we have here already. So I'm not gonna add it based on that. Not that it's bad, but we do have better ones here on our list right now. NCLH we do have. That's on our list. Actually, no, I have CCL, but we'll look at NCLH. I think CCL looks a little bit better. They both have a great daily, very similar, but CCL looks slightly better here. IPOC, what's IPOC? IPOC, I don't like the pre-market action here, guys. You got 992, and look how this is trading. Just not clean at all. That type of volume, you want to see a
Another
nice flow
SPAC.
to it. What's that?
Another SPAC.
Another SPAC as well. Yeah, you could tell the daily's a little funky. Not a little, very funky. So we'll skip on that one. BFT, did we look at BFT? I believe we did. BFT, yes, another SPAC as well. Again, ripping here, just be careful. It does look good. Pre-market action looks great, guys. Daily, it's not so much. All right, we'll do a few more. What we got? 858. AMC. AMC, I find AMC difficult to trade, guys. Unless they
Yeah.
have any news today, they're not easy to trade. I mean, these lower price stock, Again, and look, this pre-market action right now, you got some volume 690, but again, look how this is trading, just very, 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 very crappy here. So I don't think this is a good one for an intraday trade. I know possibility of a swing trade maybe eventually, but just be mindful of that one. Doesn't trade very well. Mark, let's take a look at Mark today. Let's take out that L. Mark. Here we go. No good. Look at just no first of all, no volume. Pre-market action is showing you that, and then the daily's really bad. Look how wicky this thing is and how choppy. So that's not a good one. ACY, we'll do two more. ACY, very, very active this morning. I do not like the daily. So there's definitely some news popping it up. 4.1 million today. What is the flow on ACY? 1.1 million shares flow. So very, very low flow stock here, guys. Definitely has the volume going for it, and you can see that here. But again, these pops, right? We talk about this. For me personally, and based on my experience and what I've seen, these pops here on these low flow stocks and then just kind of start dying down, you got to be careful. You're going to get a lot of fake outs in these type of trades. Notice the ones that trade a little bit better, ABCD pattern after ABCD pattern. Yes, they'll drop down a little bit. They'll find support and come back up like the one you had last week, Norm. But you get this pop here and then you don't see no support, no firm support. Just be careful because the fake outs, are just too aggressive, especially in the 1.1 million shares. I'd rather watch it, slowly creep up and do some ABCD patterns, some bull flags. It's more healthy than this crazy pop in 3 candles. Now you got everybody looking at it, right, thinking it's going to go more because up 124%. Just be careful. Be very, very careful. You got to have a very, very good, solid strategy. And you have to have experience on executing your trades too, right? You got to get in and out immediately and have amazing risk management. So if those 3 things are not in check, make sure you just avoid these things because they are not great. All right, last one. Is open a ticker? Open. It is, but there's not much going on here. Pre-market action, that's okay. Daily's very, very choppy. They don't get a whole lot of volume too throughout the entire daily candle here, looks like. We'll do last one. We'll do Piton. What's going on there? Piton's daily is very, very interesting. Their pre-market not so much. Actually, pretty bad right now. Only 43,000 shares traded. They're up almost 1%. But what looks good on Piton, guys, here is their daily for a possible breakout. Again, nice pop over last week. They're consolidating here around this 160 area now. We'll definitely keep an eye on them. But for intraday play right now, I don't see anything great. All right, guys, we have quite a bit to go through, but I think we can pull out a good list out of this. Let's go over to our announcements. We'll come back and fine-tune our list.
Yeah, guys, quick weekly rundown. Obviously, holiday week, so things will change up a little bit here. But generally, you got Brian's Swing Trade Review 2:30 in the afternoon. Sometimes on Mondays. Sometimes recently, we've been blessed with a few more days of Brian in the afternoon because of COVID. And then tonight, you've got Carlos's onboarding session live 8 p.m. Eastern. Tuesdays, Thursdays, noon with Eamon in the classroom, our trade reviews. And then success webinars Tuesday night, psychology webinars Wednesday night, and Thursday, it's not on here, I need to add it, but Thor's mentoring session Thursday evening. Also closing bell show 3:30 to 4:15 in the afternoon that we simulcast on YouTube. All right, so our next success webinar is January 5th, a week from tomorrow. That's going to be Thor talking about how to set up and use fixed risk hotkeys that many people in the community have found beneficial. So he can help you do that next Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Then we've got a psychology webinar. It's module 5 with Mike talking about mental resilience for trading. That's Wednesday at 8 p.m. And next week we've got Dr. Kenneth Reed, January 6th, 8 p.m., talking about trend following. This is the second part of his trend following discussion. All right, if you want to participate in the trade of the day, trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade of that day, mark it up with your entries, exit strategy, anything you can do to describe the trade. Post it on Twitter, tagging at Variable Traders, at Mike B_BBT, and at NormBBT. Also use the hashtags BBT Family, Day Trading, and Stock Market. We will announce the winner for the day in the closing bell shown on Twitter, And then the team will vote on the weekend for trade of the week, and that will be posted on Twitter and also talked about in the Closing Bell show each Monday afternoon. If you're watching on YouTube and would like to try out the room, use the promo code PREMARKET24. That'll give you a discount off the intro membership, which is 1 week, 7 calendar days, 5 trading days, unless there's a market holiday. Note the markets are closed for New Year's Day on Friday. Doesn't auto-renew or turn into any other kind of membership. Also gives you access to that onboarding class on Monday nights that I discussed that Carlos does every week live. And also, we still have the holiday sale going on. Lifetime membership, if you'd like to either become a lifetime member or upgrade, use the promo code HOLIDAYS40. That'll get you 40% off.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Norm. All right, guys, let's get back to our list here and let's just scan through this. So we have, and on our main list, actually, start with a secondary first. We have Apple here. Apple looks very, very good. So that's looking nice today. We'll keep that on there. Might be moved up to on the main list here. NEO is interesting. PLTR, okay. American Airlines, you know what, so not great. CCL, I'd rather keep CCL. I think I'm going to take American Airlines off. And if CCL does well, NCLH, all these other airlines, you know, you might want to look out for them. They might also do well today, depending how the market is going to open. So make sure you have your scanners up, you know, identifying that. Or we have them in the room as well, right? Just go over on there. You can change the screen to all scanners, and you can see what's happening there. PLTR, going back to that one, I like the daily, but the pre-market, it's okay. I think I'm going to remove this one today. We have so many that are looking great, like an Apple, right? NEO looks decent. CCL, I like the daily on CCL for a possible breakout. Let's see if we can get the volume and going there. Fuel cell looks good as well, but it'll stay here on a possible. MYOV, you know what? I like the pop on this, 22%, but based on experience, the stock can trade very funky as well. It's not the best, so I'm going to remove it from my list just for my personal preference. It's definitely in play today, guys. Up 22%, 445. You can definitely catch a pretty good move off of this one. But for me personally, I'm going to take it off my list. GameStop, it's looking interesting. Not great right now. We'll give it a little more room. Let's see if it can get better. All right, coming back down to our smaller, riskier type trades here. We have IDEX. So this is not a low. This is a low for stock. Excuse me. 1.1 million shares traded. Pre-market is looking decent. Again, it's got some volume on it. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. APRE. Now this one is scary, guys. You got to be very, very careful. Some of these candles are again $2, $3 easily. So be very, very mindful of that. But again, very active. We do have shares for sure, but again, just be very careful. That's probably the low flow today. Today down 73% this morning. Excel, actually no, Excel looks a lot better. Actually, this looks much better, and it can probably be easier to manage your risk. So I think I'm gonna take out APRE. Because as much as I love it being down 73%, 1.1 million, I think managing your risk on this one's going to be very, very difficult with the way this thing is moving. Let's look at it on the 1 minute just to get a closer look here. So again, 1 minute, yeah, it's not so bad, but you can see the drop here could be very aggressive. 20 cents on a stock that's sitting at $6 could be brutal. So, and also a 1.1 million shares. So I'm going to get rid of it. I don't want no temptation on that thing. All right, secondary list looks good. Let's work on our main list here. NNDM, this one, let's go back to our 5-minute charts on the top. Looking interesting, guys. I do like the pre-market on this one. Love the daily possible comeback. Let's go remove some of these levels. We'll do some fresh ones. Fubo also looking very good, guys. Like the daily on this one as well. Pre-market action is good. mRNA pre-market action not so good. I do like the daily for a possible loss. This could actually be a good secondary. Let's move this one down. I think we have to move Apple up. Apple looks great. Here's Mara. I'm not gonna keep both of these actually. Out of Riot and Mara, I think Riot looks a little bit better. Riot has a cleaner pre-market action. No, actually, yeah, it does have a cleaner pre-market action. It does. Less volume. Daily's pretty much identical. You keep either one. I'm gonna keep Riot, but you could keep either one. I'm gonna take Mara off and we'll move Mara down to a possible. That's your preference there, which one you want to keep. But we'll keep Riot here. This looks daily looks great. We'll see if that can get going. We do not have shares for sure. I think someone mentioned that as well. There is no shares for sure. And then someone asked me after that, I think Sim, Where do you find out where you can short shares? If you have shares for short with your broker, with a Dash Trader Pro, right in here, guys, right below the anchor. Below the anchor, you're going to get several information right over here. You're going to get whether it's a short selling restriction, whether you have shares for short, whether it's been halted. That's going to be right on there. And I'll find one as an example. If we go down to see Mara, no shares for short because I don't have the S there. And if you double click on this, yeah, if you double click on this, there's nothing there, but if you double click right in that space, you get some information. So symbol is not shortable. That means your broker doesn't have shares for short. mRNA, this one does have shares for short. You got the S, click on there, and you're gonna get how many units they have available for short there. And you got other information. I think, who was it? That was this one here. Is on short selling restriction. And by the way, for those that don't know, short selling restriction is not a broker thing, right? So for example, if we look at the same ticker, if I'm on short selling restriction and you're another broker, you are going to be on short selling restriction as well. So that's not just your broker doing that. That's done by the exchange, okay? So then short selling restriction, but it is shortable. You got the S. And then I saw one with a T on it with the trading halt. So if you see a T, that means it had a trading halt in the past and it has resumed. So you can't find it now, but you have that information right on there. Pretty much very handy. Where we left off, Fubo is good. Love the daily here. Nice drop. Riot is good. Plug. Let's see what Plug. I love the daily pre-market right now. I'm not looking all that great, but I think it can stay here for now. Tesla is explosive. Definitely in play, guys. This thing is up 2%. Beautiful daily as well. And Baba is looking good. Traded so well on Thursday. I want to keep an eye on this one also. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's perfect. We got a little, quite a lot over in our secondary list, but that's okay. I think a lot of these are pretty much looking decent for a possible American Airlines. Apple definitely in play. Continues to just rip higher here, guys. Pre-market's looking good. 1.8 right now. Their day looks great. Definitely in play as a main one. Let's do levels for all of these, and then we'll come back and fine-tune our list after we look at our moderators lineup. Here's Apple. So high of the pre-market today, we are sitting. And for those that don't know, if you our Dr. Katz is not on with us today, so he's off on holidays for today. He'll be back with us, I believe, next week or the week after. So again, for those that we didn't skip him or miss him, he's just not on this week. High of the pre-market 134.14, and then towards the bottom you have your highs and lows from the last 2 trading days off your daily list here. Now, if we go on back to Apple, we do have our all-time high right here at 138.04, and within this day you do have a little pop in here. Right over here you do have a little pop at 134.70. You can mark that down as well. I don't believe there's any levels in between here, right? There's no history between that 134.70 to that 138. What you can do, that is a big move, obviously, $4. If we do rip above that 134.70, you can come in here on the 5-minute and see if you find any areas of support and resistance that were significant, that have a lot of touches. You can find some levels in there to kind of get some levels in between, but I wouldn't worry about that just yet until we start breaking out of this 134.14 towards that 134.70. So that's Apple. Apple is good, guys. Baba also looking very good. Great volume, guys. 2 million shares traded. Pre-market action not as clean as we had last trading day, but still pretty decent for Baba. Low of the pre-market all the way down here at 213.21. But this area we're struggling at now, I think is important. You want to mark this down. This 217.54 is a great level to have. This pre-market, you can see the resistance early on, and now the support that we're getting right on it. So it's a nice battle going on at that 217. Let's see if it's going to support or break down here. Outside of that range, you do have your highs and lows. Previous day close are doing a great job here for you. You do not need to add any more towards the top. Towards the bottom, we definitely have been lower, guys, going back to June. Just coming here, we'll find the best levels possible. And right over here, this is a good one. 207, great area of resistance and support. So that's a good one there, and I think that's more than enough for Baba today. Let's take a look at Tesla. Again, Tesla trading very, very well. 1.1 million shares traded right now. We do have 696.04, somewhere in that area at your all-time high, and then our high of our pre-market sitting at 76.42 is our pre-market high this morning. And then I don't think you need to add anything. I think you're pretty solid here on the bottom. Previous day close, highs and lows, creating a great support there for you as far as levels. And then you have your all-time high at 696.04. So again, pretty good for Tesla right now. Great pre-market action, almost up 2% this morning. Here is plug. So plug, I do like the daily. It has been very explosive. Might move this down though, because this pre-market action still, although we have 609, doesn't look great. So I think this belongs in the secondary list. I'm gonna add 37.91 high of the pre-market at the moment. Do we have anything above this? I don't think we do. All-time highs for this one. So let's see how that's gonna play out. And then towards the bottom, you have your highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. The high from the last trading day, pretty close to what the low of the pre-market is. So you pretty much cover there. Yeah, I think you're good on plug right now, but I am gonna move it down actually. I think based on what we've seen, plug is probably the weakest link on this main list. So we'll bring that down. Tesla is good. Baba is good. We already checked out. This looks very, very active, very nice. Apple. Apple we looked at as well. So it looks actually we're going Fubu, right? Fubu is one we haven't looked at, and then DM. So Fubu here, guys, low of the pre-market. Got a nice little double bottom going here of the 5-minute. 39.73 is your low of your pre-market, 39.70 to be exact. Towards the bottom, you do have a level of resistance and support at 35.87 off the daily. And then right here, a great level of resistance, guys, 29.69. Look how many touches we have here before the actual breakout, and we go on this beautiful run on Fubo here. And then towards the top, you do have your previous day close, and then the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. So I like the way this one is trading. Oh, we don't have shares for sure. Ah, come on. Okay, so that's a bummer. No shares for sure on Fubo, but it is on short selling restrictions, so that's a shame. This looks good for a possible run towards the bottom, but still, I think still we can keep it on here. It's down 8%. Maybe we get some selling relief here and get a nice little pop. Who knows? But man, that's a shame. NNDM, this one here, it is down nice, guys. Down 9% this morning. Low of the pre-market is 753, so let's mark that down. The high of the pre-market being cracked right now at 808 at the moment, so we're testing that right now. Good drop, great pre-market action, great volume, guys. 14 million shares traded so far in this one, on this nice gap down towards the top. Highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, doing a great job here for you. But you do want to mark down this one, 841. So that's the top of this great day here. We had some amazing volume, nice pop, nice run. 841 was the close of that day. You definitely want to have that on your list here. Let's see if we can break out of this $8 mark towards the top there. And then towards the bottom, in case we break down, we do have a nice level here. Not great, but it's nice. 704, good area of resistance, possible support in some of the days, but for the most part has been great resistance. If we do drop below that 752, that could be a good area to go after. All right, so this is what we have, guys. So recap, we have Apple looking great. Baba, oh, there we go. Nice drop below that 217, to struggling to stay. It was trying really hard to stay above this. Beautiful drop. Now let's see where this is going to lead to. You got your 213 all the way down here. Again, that's a stress. That's a what, $4 drop almost. Wish we had some more levels in here. We can possibly put this one on here. Got a lot of couple touches very early on with not a whole lot of volume. But again, I think this might be a good one to watch. So who decides what stocks go on under SSR? Well, the stock themselves, right? So if they drop over a certain percent, the following day they go on SSR, or even that same day they might even go on SSR, short selling restrictions. So if this for example, let's look at Baba, right? Baba is down 2% here, but they were down probably a lot more, so that's why they're on short selling restriction. The day before they were down huge with this gap down. I forget the actual percentage they were down, but that threw them over in short selling restriction. Probably today, since the start of the day, there are short selling restriction here. So again, that's how it's basically the stocks decide. If they go under that percentage, they go right on short selling restriction. So Bob is good, guys, trading very well. I'm going to add this level here. We do have some touches there, but again, not a whole lot of weight to it, but we'll see what it does. Here is Tesla looking good. Riot as well, looking nice. Fubo and DM. All right, good. We have a pretty interesting and active start to our week. Let's look at what our moderators have for today. So let's bring our screen over. All right, here we go. So we'll start with John. John has Tesla, QS, and Airbnb. Jared is looking at Apple, Tesla, GameStop, secondary list, Baba, PDD, CCL / American Airlines. I like that because I'm kind of doing the same thing on my possibles list. Again, when you look at CCL, think about all the travel companies, including NCLH, because they're also looking pretty good today. No IPO scheduled for the entire week, Peter. Thank you for that. Watch list for Peter: Apple, AMD, Tesla, secondary BABA, SQ, and also GameStop. Watch list: LAC, SBE, RMG, secondary BABA, GHIV, Riot, and also GameStop. Brian is looking at Apple, NNDM, XL, SQ, and Fubo. And Mike is looking at SQ and obviously break of high scanners. Tiffany is looking at Tesla, Apple, and secondary list NNDM. And Thor is coming in with Apple, SQ, and all the travel sectors. So American Airlines, all the airlines, and also the cruise lines as well. So, all right, guys, I think we have a pretty interesting start to our week here, guys. A lot going on. SPY's doing well. Things are moving, very active. Bob is selling off nicely. He's hitting that 216, and it looks like wants to continue to drop here. Is anybody short Baba now? This is nice. Very, very nice.
I think Brian said he was.
Oh, yes. I knew somebody had to be Brian. Yes, good. Cover somebody at 215.77. He loves that 77. So for those of you who don't know, Brian, when he puts his limit orders in, he always goes for 0.77. It's one of his favorite numbers to actually just anything ending with a 7. So he's long an NDM at 797 as well. So again, he just loves that 7 at the end there. Guys, thank you so much for YouTube for joining us this week. We are going to continue in our chat room. Remember, we are doing our onboarding class today at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So if you have not joined, you still have time to do so. Go over to our website, join the link, and I will see you tonight alongside Mike. And we'll kind of go over, give you a tour of what our environment is like here at Bareboot Traders. So make sure to check that out. So take care, guys. Trade safe. And if we don't see you tonight, we'll see you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Take care, guys.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.